The yacht is ready. We're behind schedule. Let's give it a go. Let's see how this goes. We're gonna kick out of here and just start heading down the Willamette. Guys, before we get down to it, and this episode's one you're gonna wanna watch all the way through. Let's just say it ends with a bang. I want to take a second out to thank our sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by Keeps. Keeps has revolutionized the way that men treat hair loss. You used to have to go in and wait in line and do your doctor's visit and then spend a bunch of money on expensive medication. With Keeps, you can do your doctor's visit online and have your medication shipped to your home directly every 3 months. I didn't know this before, but 2 out of every 3 men are going to experience some sort of male pattern baldness before they go 35. And the best way to keep your hair is to start before it's all gone. And Keeps offers scientifically proven treatments that can combat symptoms of hair loss. And you don't have to go broke to avoid going bald. And that's because Keeps offers the generic version of the only 2 FDA approved hair loss products out there. And like I mentioned before, prevention is key. Keeps treatments can take 4 to 6 months before you start to see results, so you want to act before it's too late. So if you're ready to take action and prevent your hair loss, go to keeps.com/BSforBuild and you're gonna get 50% off your first order. That's KEEPS.com/BSforBuild, or simply just click the link in the description. Keeps is a good product. I have friends that have used it and they have seen good results. So if it's something that interests you, make sure to check out that link in the description. Now, let's get back to boating while it lasts. Back there is Portland. This is the Willamette River and it runs up to the Columbia, which is the river we're going to be taking our whole main part of our trip on. Very choppy, really windy. You see there's no other boats out right now. We made it to where the Willamette meets the Columbia, and it's a little windy. I've actually never been out here when it's been this. Oh, okay. I'm drenched. This is a new experience for us, but nothing too serious. So we're gonna be going down the Columbia, and hopefully this wind will just be at our backs. It looks nicer over there, I gotta say. This is super cool. So we used the chart plotter for the first time. What I did was I zoomed in, hit St. Helens. Now it's telling us how many feet off course we are from the exacted area right here because I didn't want to hit that buoy. And the distance to destination and our estimated arrival time. That is such a cool thing. So we know it's only 15 miles. We definitely have enough fuel to make it 15 miles. So let's hammer down to St. Helens. Kind of hard to see, but we found a warship. I didn't think it was Fleet Week, but Kyle says it's a destroyer. Kyle is in the Marines. That is freaking awesome. I'm excited to hit the wake off of this warship. That's so cool. We're cruising into St. Helens right now. Oscar saw the Shell symbol kind of peeking out behind there. I'm guessing that's where we're gonna get some diesel. First destination. You guys wanna Google any fun facts about St. Helens, Oregon? Is there any tourist destinations for us? It's Halloween Town?
Yeah, they know.
The people that live here know. Nobody else knows. Aha, solid ground. Cool, we got Oscar filling up the diesel. We're expecting over 100 gallons. We got down to 1/8 of a tank. How many digits does this thing have? Can we buy $1,000 worth of fuel? This is gonna take forever. We somehow misjudged our fueling. I don't know if our fuel gauge is wrong and we had more than 1/8 of a tank, or we don't know how big our tank is, but let's just say it's full. It's all the way full. Apparently there is a great pub here, and this is a really cool old town, St. Helens, Oregon. And there's some public docks, so we're gonna flip this thing around, go park over there, go on a journey, find ourselves a burger. Oh wait, first we should check. Now here's the cool thing about this chart plotter. What I can do is I can set our next spot for our overnight. It's gonna tell us the distance, and then we can do the math on how fast we're gonna have to drive, make sure that we have time for lunch. She's docked up. This is a pretty cool moment. This is the first time I've ever boated to a different city. We're gonna head up there a couple blocks. That's where this pub's supposed to be. This is cool. If there's something really cool about going on the water, going down, and then you just park and you tie up and then you just go on an adventure. Yeah, it's like a floating car. We do have to be a little careful with our time. We have kind of about a 2-hour goof off window between cruising and not cruising, and I'd like to see some other things too on the way, but it should be all right. I already love this town. That's the town. We found her. Plymouth Pub. Let's get some grub. Plymouth Pub, huge success. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, we're all stuffed now, so I think these small towns always make sure you get enough bang for your buck. Our whole tab was only $50 and we're all stuffed full. All right, we're in luck. The boat's still here. We're gonna kick off and head out that way. Alrighty, fire in the hole. Jump aboard, boys! And we're off. You can see the forest fires are very intense. Well, they're kind of forest and city fires nowadays. Saw several people that are getting evacuated, and we're gonna go through this smoke trail right through here. So we'll see how gnarly it gets. You can see there's just a visual, just complete cutoff right there. This is just crazy. You can't see anything. The smoke is so hardcore. It's even hard to breathe. Feels so bad for the people dealing with this. My parents are still evacuated, sitting in my house in Portland. We just saw a guy when we fueled up that had to leave his house and was trying to park his boat far away. Look how thick this is getting. The visibility is going down so low. Somebody should check out the Windy app and see. We're gonna see how thick this is, how much we have to go through.
It looks like it goes all the way through Long Hill.
Oh, wow. It's gonna be a smoky trip. Oh my God, look how easy just a giant boat can creep up. You don't see. Wow. It's a little sketchy. So basically there's a fire over here blowing tons of smoke across this way. So this may be a theme of our trip. We're gonna have to wait and see. Alright guys, 5 o'clock and we have gone 30 miles, 30 miles since we last checked in with all that smoke and everything. And this is the most northerly spot right here. You can see it's still very smoky up there, but it's clear skies kind of that way. So the fire is coming from over there and it's going mostly that way, but it's going a little bit southerly. So at this northern tip, we're getting like a little breath of fresh air. And then we're going to be back into it as we circle back down and actually take the Columbia southerly, and it's probably going to get pretty thick again. So it's unfortunate. I'd love to get some scenic shots, but more unfortunate is the fact that the whole state's on fire. So was that a shark? Just kidding. If nothing pops up, we might just catch up with you guys in Astoria. It's 40 miles away, basically 2 hours at our current pace, which would put us there about 30 minutes ahead of schedule. But yeah, let's just keep going and see how it goes. It's really nice to see some blue skies over here though. We have arrived! So the Pier 39 pub by Rogue Brewery is somewhere over here. We got to do a little bit of aquatic exploring, but this is our overnight stay. Very lucky for us, the guys over at Rogues are fans of B is for Build, and they're gonna hook us up with a little bit of a parking spot so we can come enjoy their wonderful pub here in Astoria. Oh, I see a sign that says Pier 39. We've officially made it to Astoria. I don't know if you guys can hear the sea lions.
Alpha males.
I can't wait to sleep here. It's gonna be wonderful. And we made it to our goal, our first goal, which is the Rogue Public House on Pier 39 here in Astoria. 95 miles away from where we started. Pretty cool. Damn, I like the drop top look on this boat. I never even noticed. Yeah, without that bimini, it's got a sleek look.
It looks slick.
Looks way better without the bimini on there. I never even knew that. I've never seen it with the bimini down.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
Sporty.
Oh, let's hope Chelsea falls. If Chelsea falls, we'll make a great video. We can put it on TikTok. We'll make 1 million views. Okay.
She made it.
Damn it. Special thanks to Rogue for letting us stay after hours and snag a bunch of merch. We're very excited. There's so much cool stuff. Is that the B is for boat? Tis. How cool is it? We get to walk from the brewery just like straight over here.
Yeah, it's super close.
It's super nice, dude. No driving.
Are you on the list? How do you spell that? How do you spell that?
Is that Kyle with a
Not it.
K? Or
I don't know how to do it.
There's no Kyle on the list. There's only a
Carl
Carl.
with a K?
Yeah, we might get attacked by sea lions. Another huge shout out goes to Rogue for making sure we go back to the boat with a bunch of their new cocktails in a can. That's what they're called. They are super tasty. We all just had a bunch of them. But the other cool thing that they did was made sure that we had an overnight stay here at their little private dock, which is super, super cool. So huge thanks to Rogue, and we're gonna put a link in the description. Can't thank you guys enough. It's been really nice. Thanks for having us. So we did something new that we've never done before. Now that we're on our first overnight stay, and there might be electrical over there, but I'm not even testing it. We hit our generator for the first time, so we fired up the generator, so that's charging our batteries and then powering our lights and all our other good stuff down here. So we're gonna kick on the stereo quietly, respectfully of course, play some cards, and call it a night. Good morning, everybody. So I've got some bad news. The smoke has completely followed us, and now it's kind of past us and gone all the way out towards the ocean. So earlier it was easternly, and we were east in Portland. We went very, very far west. The smoke, followed us west, and then pushed out into the ocean, which is going to make this bar crossing really dangerous because of low visibility, and also really not interesting to see because of low visibility. But I've been forecasting and planning this thing for a long time, watching for the lowest swells, the lowest amount of wind, the lowest everything that we could try and hit. And that is now. I mean, the ocean should be dead calm. So I really want to try this. So the tides are right about now. So we're just going to start slowly cruising our way out of Astoria towards the mouth of the Columbia, towards buoy 10, and see what it looks like. We're going to scout it out a little bit before we decide to full commit and get out there. It's hard to see, but we're getting very close. So the waves are actually breaking over there. There's some shallowness over there, a little bit of landmass over there, and then right out here, basically right out there is ocean. First time it's starting to smell like salt water. Very cool. I'm excited. A little nervous, very excited. We're getting very close to our end goal. We are technically in the ocean now. We just want to get out past where it's all clear. There's no land to the east or the west of us, or to the north or the south of us. We did it! We're in the ocean! We crossed the Columbia River Bar, the most dangerous bar in North America. Well, unlike literally everybody else out here, we have nothing to do. We didn't bring a fishing pole, we don't have a crab net. We just wanted to go out here to say that we could do it. So, it's time to turn around and get back in. Well. Things were going great. We went out to the ocean and then we were on our way back, and our starboard motor started kind of really billowing smoke. We had an alarm go off that we had low oil pressure, and we shut her down. We got a massive backfire that actually bent our oil cap and blew it off the engine, blew a gasket out of the valve cover, out of one of the breathers, so not the whole valve cover. And so we limped it into the nearest marina here in Astoria. So we're in the same city that we did our overnight stay in, but a totally different spot. So we did our little furniture movie aroundy game, popped the cap off of here. This engine's still running great. There's no problems with that engine. We were worried that it might have been our catch cans, so we actually cut them before we turned this engine back on to limp it in. It's not our catch cans. It's the fact that this engine somehow ran completely dry of oil. Our dipstick, Oscar's got in his hand right there.
It's clean, dry.
It was clean dry. This engine ran completely out of oil. You could see a little bit of oil in the little bit of water under the engine. We don't know how. This engine's supposed to have 5 gallons of oil in it. We don't know how it's possible that we kind of went through 5 gallons. There wasn't a bunch of oil in the exhaust. There's not a bunch of oil in the bottom of the boat. There's a tiny bit, but not we're not talking gallons. So now we're actually in a big problem. We cannot drive or steer this boat with one engine. I can't get it back into my marina at home with one engine. We might be able to limp home with one engine, but I won't be able to steer it. These engines are very resilient. They're huge, heavy diesels, and they're very strong. They can put up with a lot of abuse. They were used in the military for years. Some of them probably still are. So I think right now what we do is we go get more oil, put oil in, and see how it runs, and then see if we see oil coming back out of it and from where, and see if we can do anything there. So we took a walk down to the marine store. We got 5 gallons of oil, which would be a full fill up for this thing. In theory, we shouldn't be completely out of oil. It's definitely leaking oil from somewhere though. So the game plan is basically we're gonna put oil in it now, fire it up, see if the engine's totaled. If the engine's totaled, we know we're done right there. If it sounds all right now that it's got oil back in it, comes back to health a little bit, then we're gonna start seeing if we can find the leak, diagnose the leak, how bad is it, all that stuff, and find out if there's anything we can fix to limp our way home. All right, we've got oil in the engine. It's time to fire it up and see what happens. Fingers crossed. We're going by sound here. We're just hoping to not hear like really bad knocking. It's probably gonna smoke a lot. Well, we've got some bad news. When we were running it just on its own, kind of sounded like a loud rattly diesel. And then we shut it off and we ran that one. And then we shut that off and ran this one again, and we could actually tell, we could hear an audible knock. The engine's knocking. We looked all around, we cannot find where like a massive oil leak would be coming from. Might be on the front main seal, but either way, if we stop the oil leak, the engine's still knocking, and it's most likely would just knock its way to death, even just trying to get home. So we made it 110 miles to the ocean. We made it about 10 miles back. And that's it. The engine is dead. Now, I'm gonna go to the front desk and get the phone number for the guys that pull boats out of the water. I'm gonna call both of them and figure out where we leave this thing. Well, one of you guys figures out how to get a rental car. We're driving home. All right, well, we got all our stuff off the boat. We grabbed a rental car. Kyle went and picked it up already. Goodbye, boat. See you probably tomorrow? Today's Thursday, so we have tomorrow, Friday, or maybe Monday, hopefully get the boat out of the water and get it dry docked. I hate to say this, but it's gonna be really nice to be in a car and traveling at high speed on land. Chelsea hates bees. We're back at the boat. When we blew the engine, it was Friday. Today is Monday. That was the next opportunity they had to pull the boat out. So it's early in the morning right now. Well, it's not that early actually. It's about 9 in the morning, and we're gonna try and finish this thing off and get this boat out of the water. I did a real quick check in our service hatch, and there's still oil down there, so I can't tell if it's more oil and that engine is like completely out of oil, which is not what we saw when we filled it up last time, but Really, that engine's dead anyways, and we don't have a choice, so I'm pretty nervous, but we just got to try and get out of here and around. So we're just going to try and do our best, fire it up. Hopefully it starts. All right, turn the engines on. Hopefully we get some power. Yep, there we go. There's our unhappy one. Yeah, that's a lot of smoke. There we go, we got 2 engines. We're gonna untie and get out of here. Alrighty, engines are off and we have made it. That engine does not sound happy, but it lived and it had oil pressure. And we're right on time. Just gotta do paperwork and then the boat goes up. I'm trying to figure out where to put this GoPro, see if we can take you on the ride. We're cruising, 1 knot. Oh, we're up to 2 knots now. This is pretty awesome, man. Well, they weren't lying when they said our bottom paint was all right. Well, the boat's doing pretty good. This reminds me, I totally forgot to get the propeller out of the bottom of the boat to do measurements on it. It's a 3-blade propeller, not a 4. I think it's about time we get the hell out of their way. We gotta go. All right, we're back at the FJ. The boat is getting washed on the bottom so we can actually repaint the bottom while it's out of the water. And then the next time we see it, it'll be up on stilts, which is gonna be in the next episode. So this boat is at the yard. It's a DIY yard. We can work, and so we're gonna do all sorts of improvements on the boat that it needed to be done when it was out of the water. So that's good. It's kind of just like our summer season ended a little bit early. We're still gonna try and get it back in the winter. Since there's no SEMA, and I don't want to pay $800 a month to have my boat sit here all winter, we are going to put the single-seater build, which I know you guys were really excited about that. We're just going to bump it back. We're going to focus on the build. In the next episode, we're going to go scope out our engine bay and our area and talk about what engines we're going to use for the engine swap. That diesel is broken. The other one is fine. The boring way to do it is to repair the diesel and put it back in there, but I just don't want to do that. I want to have an engine in there that I feel more comfortable working on, something that's more in my realm and maybe a little bit lighter, a little bit more horsepower per pound. The next episode, we're going to talk about what swap to do, probably do a poll and let you guys help decide. I'm thinking a lot of different things. We could do really high horsepower, make the boat go a lot faster. We could do electric, which could be really cool, Tesla power, something like that, but I'm not sure what the range would be or the speed anymore. Or we could do an interesting swap like maybe a Lamborghini engine, because old man Lamborghini did actually Lamborghini swap the first Riva boat over in Italy. He bought one and had 2 Lamborghini V10s put in it, and something you can Google. It's a pretty cool story. So we could be the second people in history to Lamborghini swap a Riva boat. So those are some options, and we're going to talk about all sorts of options in the next episode and have you guys, give your opinions as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a really fun journey. On the side note of the fires, I don't know if you can tell, but it's raining. That's a really good sign. I hope everybody stayed safe. And if there's any fires still going around you, I hope they clear up soon. And we'll see you guys in the next episode very soon. Peace!